We are live. This is so exciting. Okay. Just going to wait for people to hop on. And in the meantime, I will remind people on Instagram. There we go. We are live. Let me pin the comment. Live guided meditation for stress release. Sorry, I'm typing as we do this. Okay. For stress release, better sound on YouTube. At Edia ASMR. There we go. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Wow, hi everybody. Hello. Hi. So just a reminder, this is a live guided meditation, and it is supposed to be an ASMR video. So I'm speaking softly, and I have my microphone over here. Hence, the sound is better on YouTube. I have some people on Instagram right now, and I would love for you to join us here on YouTube. Let's wait one more minute before we get into the meditation, just so some more people can hop on. How is everyone doing? Hi. Ooh, hi from Montreal. Hi from Canada. Oh, hi from Toronto. Ooh, Brazil. Hi, Brazil. Hi, Oklahoma, Argentina, Tampa. Wow. Hi, Dallas, Singapore, Korea, Seattle, Washington, Michigan, UK, Missouri, Arizona. Okay. Wow. I'm getting excited. And the UK, Jacksonville, Florida, Puerto Rico, California, Nevada, Iowa, Hawaii, New Jersey, Greece, South Carolina, Missouri again, Columbus, Ohio. Wow. Indonesia, Netherlands, Scotland, Japan, Buffalo, New York, Vancouver, Kentucky, Czech Republic. Holy. Saga, Mississauga, yes. Massachusetts, Sweden, Wisconsin, wow. Florida, Pennsylvania, Georgetown, yay, Ontario, Turkey, Australia. That's crazy. Oh my God. Wow, this is so international. So exciting. Ooh, a fellow Torontonian. Hi, Jesse. Atlantis, India, Halifax. What's your zodiac? My sun sign is Leo, my moon sign is Aquarius, and my rising sign is Scorpio. I used to think it was Sagittarius, but apparently I had it wrong. Washington, Vancouver, Liverpool, so international. Amazing. Okay. I think we are ready for the meditation. Why don't we get into it? Is everybody ready? Okay, let's begin. So I'm just going to ask you to sit in a seated upright position. You can cross your legs, that's what I'm doing right now, or you can just have your feet firmly planted on the floor. Make sure that you are seated upright so your spine is straight. And whenever you are ready, you can close your eyes and tune inwards. So I have my hands just relaxed on my thighs right now. You can really have them anywhere. Just completely relax your body. The meditation today is going to help you release stress and anxiety. If that is something you're experiencing today or have been struggling with recently, let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. One more time, breathe in and sigh out of the mouth. Very good. Just begin to tune inwards now. Notice how you are feeling inside your body. To help us with this, let's do a full body scan, moving from the top of the head all the way down to the feet. So begin by noticing the crown of your head. See if you can try to soften your scalp. And then move down to the forehead. Release tension from here and create space. Space between the eyebrows, around the eyes, and even behind the eyes. Create space around the nose. Allow the cheeks to droop. Slightly part the lips and drop the jaw. Allow the face to just melt. Drop the jaw and relax. 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 Moving down, notice your neck and your shoulders. When we feel stressed, that tends to reflect in the shoulders. So I invite you to just shrug your shoulders up to your ears and drop the shoulders. Creating space between the ears and the shoulders, lengthening the neck. And work your way down, down, down to the chest. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your lungs and the way you are breathing. Take in a deep breath and out. Now notice the belly and try to breathe into the belly. And out. Belly rises, fill the lungs up, and let go completely. Relax, relax, relax. Now you can notice your arms, hands, and fingers. Allow excess energy to flow through your arms and out your fingertips. You can take a deep breath in and out. Allow the energy to flow out. Let's do that again. Breathe in and let it out. Energy's flowing out. One more time. Breathe in. Allow that excess energy to flow out of your limbs. Good. Relax the fingers. Relax the hands. Relax the arms. Having relaxed the head and torso and arms, now work your way down, down, down to the pelvis, to where you are firmly seated. Notice how you are connected to your seat and root down into your seat. Root down in to the earth, into that Mother Earth energy. Feel grounded, supported, connected. And now notice your legs, your feet, and toes. If there is any excess energy here, you can breathe into it to allow it to flow through as well. So breathe in and exhale. Let the energy flow out the legs through your toes. Breathe in and out. One more time. In and out. Allow the legs to relax. 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 You've relaxed the entire body now. From the top of your head all the way down to the very tip of your toes. You are relaxed, relaxed, and in your body, you are in your body and relaxed. And I invite you to just sit with this relaxed awareness. Notice if there is any other tension in the body that you'd like to address. Where do you feel anxiety or stress? Can you locate it in your body? Good. Now bring your focused attention to it. And in this detached awareness of the sensation that you are feeling, simply breathe into it. Breathe into the energy of this anxiety so that it can begin to move and flow in your body. Let's do it together. Breathe in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Last time. In and out. Continue to breathe this way if you feel called to. If you need some more to allow the energy to flow. Continue to take deep, slow, and comfortable breaths. through it all. You can even imagine yourself as a driver on a bus, for example. You're driving this bus and passengers hop on and hop off. And some of these passengers can be quite rude, mean, nasty. These passengers are like your anxiety. They hop on and off. Your anxiety comes and goes. And you are like this driver. There's no need to attach your identity onto these passengers because they are not you. You are not your anxiety or stress. You are like this driver. You can remain detached and aware. And that's all you have to do. Because this feeling will go. It always does. I'll just give you a minute to sit with this awareness. Allow it to sink in and really bask in it so you can remember it for next time. Now I would like you to thank yourself for this time you are taking out in your day to tend to yourself and your inner well-being. Thank yourself for choosing to sit down, to meditate. I know that's not always easy, especially when we are feeling anxious or stressed. So, thank you for being here, for taking care of yourself. You're doing amazing. What you are doing here is powerful, and you are so strong. Take a deep breath in and allow that to sink in as well. Breathe in. And again. And without dragging this out for too long, let's conclude the meditation here. Know that you've done an amazing job. Thank you for sticking it through. I'm so happy to have you here. Let's take one more deep breath. And let it go. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly begin to open your eyes, come back into your space. Notice your hands, your body. Thank you so much, guys. That was really fun. That was amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I want to say I really felt you guys here with me. I felt a very expansive energy in my heart. And it just feels really nice to be able to share this with everyone. Wow, and thank you guys, those who are tuning in on Instagram as well. Thank you. Amazing. So, just a little shameless plug. Since we addressed stress and anxiety, I wanted to let you know that I have a program out, and it's called the Inner Peace Accelerator, and it is going to help you target this feeling of stress and anxiety so that you can release it and discover lasting inner peace. The program is 4 weeks long. It's live, and it's in a group setting where we will go through 8 hypnotherapy sessions to address this issue of releasing that trauma energy, which is what it really is, the repressed energy in your system that's causing the stress and anxiety and the negative emotions and thoughts, so that you can get to a place of resting in your most natural state of being, which is the state of meditation. So I always preach that meditation cannot be taught. There are meditation techniques, but being in meditation is something different. And it's really important that we focus on the state of meditation itself rather than the techniques. Because if you are just practicing techniques randomly here and there, you are using it as a coping mechanism. And sometimes that helps, but it's not sustainable. And what I want to help people with in this program is to help them discover that state of meditation and anchor that state, so that you can continuously go back to that place of knowing who you really are, that place of intense inner awareness, self-awareness, of being the witness, so that you will never be bothered by, life's events the way you were in the past. It really transforms the way you perceive life, the way you move through life and move through energy. And allow energy to flow through. So that's my little spiel. If you are interested in knowing more, I have the info in the description. And you can also book a call so we can talk about it and to see if it's actually a good fit for you. I look forward to hearing from you. And with that said, why don't we start the Q&A? Oh, yeah. Jack says the person shuffling around in the background. That's actually my brother. Um, he's really excited to be a part of this. Do you want to come? Yeah, I noticed. Come over here. Oh, my dog wants to be a part of this too. Here we go. She was also shuffling around in the background. Come, Zor. They want to see you. Ooh, okay.
Chair.
Shh. This is ASMR. You have to whisper, okay? Okay. Yeah, you have to be quiet.
So looking at.
Wait, they can't see you. You gotta come closer.
Oh.
There we go. And stay in the. Okay, there we go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now we can read the questions.
Do you have any siblings sent by me?
You said that. Yes.
That's me.
So I have one little brother. He's right here, and a little sister. Okay. What are good healing crystals? Good question. So a healing crystal that I really like is selenite because it's affordable, which means you can get like a really big one and really feel the energy of the crystal. And I swear every person I've used it on, like during Reiki massages, have told me that they felt the energy. And they feel it here, they feel it here. I'm sure you've seen my videos. You know that I talk about it a lot. So I really recommend selenite. It's a good one. I like clear quartz too.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. I like clear quartz as well.
Interception time.
Smoky quartz. Rose quartz, it has a very soft energy. That's great for the heart. Yeah, I like citrine as well. It's really good for amplifying confidence and that kind of energy if you want to work with that. Yeah, those are some good ones.
What's your favorite color? Alexa Crust asks.
Where? Oh, my favorite color? Pink. Yeah. I think it's always been pink.
Activate the
What's your
super
favorite
chat.
color?
Okay. Green. I like green. Oh yeah, green. I'm not ASMR.
Okay. Does Reiki work on dogs? And that's from Instagram. Yes, I really do believe it works on dogs. I think dogs are a lot more receptive to energy than we are because they don't have that rational faculty blocking, the energy reception. So I think she notices it a lot more. She's very in tune with us. And I love to just, whenever she's around me, I love to have my hand over her and give her light. And yeah, she instantly calms down. Dogs definitely feel
A
Reiki.
question is, sometimes I can feel imbalanced internally. What kind of practices do you to come back to an internally balanced state? By Samantha Coolidge. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, so sometimes you can feel imbalanced internally. And what practice do you do to come back to an internally balanced state? Well, I like to meditate. I think, yeah, that's very clear. But specifically within meditation, I like to just observe the energy that I'm feeling. So if it's imbalance, then notice that imbalance without making a story, right? Sometimes when we label it, we block ourselves off from receiving the wisdom of it, the wisdom that comes through it. So just feel it and observe your breath, because your breath will be able to take you to that state of balance. You'll notice that as you continue to breathe consciously, your inhales and exhales begin to balance. And that means you're balancing your yin and yang energies. and you're getting to that point in the middle, and that point in the middle is the state of meditation. So I would recommend that you just watch your breath, observe the energy, don't label it, and allow that balance to happen naturally on its own. Hope that answers it.
Okay, wait. Do I meditate?
Does your brother meditate?
Not as much as she does.
Yeah, but he is familiar with it.
Yeah, out of my family, I meditate the least.
Yeah. My father meditates every single day in the morning. My mom, she meditates every day as well. Yeah. So they're really on top of it. Yeah, you don't. But also, I think do you want to tell them about your yoga camp experience?
Well,
so he went to yoga camp.
I don't like it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, he didn't really like it. Didn't have a positive experience, but he learned yoga and meditation for like a month, and he went there twice. So like for 2 months, he was immersed in yoga and meditation.
How did you get first into meditation? Why J. Radike?
I got into meditation through YouTube, actually. When I was 16, I was struggling with a lot of social anxiety and general anxiety. And I just really wanted to have that glow up. I wanted to transform myself. And I was like exercising compulsively. And I wasn't in the right state of mind, but nevertheless, I did discover meditation through YouTube. I would listen to meditations about confidence, anxiety, and to my surprise, they actually worked. I also listened to hypnosis recordings too. And they worked really well, and that surprised me. So then I started reading The Power of Now and A New Earth and got into mindfulness. So that's where it all began.
So, okay.
Ooh, okay. This is a good question. Oh, Jeff, I just noticed your comment. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear about your father's passing. I'm glad you were able to find some support through meditation. I wish you all the best. Okay, so Veronica asks a good question. She says, please talk more about channeling. How does the information on what to do come to us, and where do our intuitive nudges come from? That's a deep topic. I guess I can answer it. Long story short, how does the information come to us? In my opinion, intuition is integration of the rational mind and the instinctual mind. It's where rationality meets creativity. And when you're in that integrated space in between, you're able to have intuition, which is a critical, extracting of instinctual impulses and spontaneity. So channeling is really when we are able to allow this energy to flow through spontaneously and take it and make an understanding out of it through our critical faculty. It comes from creativity. It comes from, it comes from energy. It comes from our impulses of those spontaneous nudges. So it's usually about wanting to do something, in my opinion. And then we can then translate it using our rational side to better understand what it means. So I think that integration is really important. When it's integrated, that's where, your third eye opens. That integration is what happens here. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Which one?
Okay, but you're right. When will she teach you magic spells?
Magic spells. Unfortunately, I don't.
Okay, also another one. Hi, you just discovered your videos a month ago, and I love them. What videos is easier for you to film? Which ones are challenging? But you got a wonderful voice. Sending love from Chicago by Tony Crane.
Okay, Tony Crane asks, what videos are easier for you to film and which ones are challenging? So this is funny actually, because I find my guided meditations easier to film, and my Reiki ones can be a little challenging. Especially at the beginning, like especially for the personal attention ones where I'm right in front of the camera, the autofocus, oh my god, I got so many comments on that. So I've been trying to use manual, and that doesn't always work out. And at the beginning, when I do like smoke cleanses, I always mess up. Oh my god, like the fire is insane sometimes. So yeah, that part's a little difficult. And I don't know, I just feel like with the Reiki ones, I get a lot of interruptions, but then those videos do better. And I know a lot of you guys love them. So, so I'm really happy to do them. I really enjoy them, and the end result that comes out of those videos. Yeah. So I love them.
Was Samita Coco your inspiration to bring your meditations online?
Yes, shout out to Samita. She really encouraged me to get onto YouTube. So I'm so thankful and grateful to her for introducing me to this platform and what's possible here, because like look at us, we're here and we're people from all around the world, and we have this beautiful community going. So many of you guys are tuned in live, and it's just crazy. I could not have imagined that this would be possible, and she really helped me see that it was possible. So thank you, Samita. I owe so much to you. I love you.
While breathing meditation, do you recommend exclusively breathing deep through diaphragm or diaphragm plus chest?
Great question. So Jeff asks, when it comes to breathing meditations, do you recommend exclusively breathing through the diaphragm or diaphragm and chest? And I would say, so when you are releasing certain repressed energies, you will find that you need to breathe through the chest, because that's kind of where the energy is. Like when you breathe fast and shallow, I just want you to think about this. When you, for example, imagine having a panic attack, you're breathing through the chest. It's fast and shallow. And that's because your body is really trying to figure out a way to release that energy. And so it's like expelling that energy. And that's why it comes from the chest. So I think certain times it's helpful to breathe through the chest, and you really have to listen to your body. Other times, for example, when you are really relaxed, like think about being in deep sleep, or think about babies. They breathe through their belly because they're relaxed, they're comfortable, they're in that natural state where, nothing's wrong, everything's fine. And if that's how you're feeling in the meditation, then you should breathe through the belly. But it's really a personal discernment, and you have to observe how you are feeling in your body. The most important thing is to not force anything. If you are forcing, then you remain stuck in the conscious mind. You can't get deep enough to the body, into the subconscious. You have to really allow the breathing to happen on its own. So that would be my advice for that.
Okay. You talk about creativity. Is there anything else that you do that has influenced your meditation, like any other arts?
Such a good question.
By Darian McCree.
Yes. For me personally, it's been dance. Dance has really helped me heal. So I experienced a big trauma when I was in university, and it was so big that I had to stop going to school. And at that point, the only thing I wanted to do was just dance. I had nothing else I wanted to do. I was just in such a depressed state. And through dance, I was really able to heal. I was able to get back into my body, heal that dissociation, and begin moving in life again, like literally and figuratively, begin moving forward. So for me, it's dance, because it really helps you get into your body. But for example, for you, it's animation, right? Yeah, he's super creative, makes amazing animations on YouTube. You should do a little shameless plug.
It's not on the channel that I comment with. Yeah. It's on a different one. I can log out and log into. So
I can put it in the description later. Yeah. He makes amazing animations.
Aren't ASMR animations.
Yeah, they're not ASMR though.
They're not that calm.
Yeah. They're very creative though. So, I think it's important to find a good artistic outlet to allow that creative flow to happen for you.
Do you think multitude is as powerful as people say? By Sarah Green.
Okay. Moldavite, yeah. Oh, I've heard so much about it, and I've heard really crazy stories when it comes to manifestation through Moldavite, but I personally don't really know. I was close to buying one, and then I didn't, so I don't know why I did that. Yeah, so I actually don't know.
Okay.
Oh, let me look at Instagram as well.
Yeah, you should focus on your Instagram. Sorry for the answer to your question, everyone.
Is that your dog? Yes, it's my doggy.
Not
if everybody wants.
Got him in
This is my doggy
in 2018, right?
Yeah, she's 2 years old. She's a good doggy.
Hello.
Okay. Let's see. Misaki Naruto says, love your hand movement videos. I have pure OCD and intrusive thoughts. I wanted to know if I could have some advice on it. Okay. Well, that's a big topic to get into. If you want to DM me on Instagram, I'd love to talk with you about it. When it comes to OCD, I think the biggest thing is to not condemn yourself for feeling the way you do and doing what you do. The more self-condemnation, and the more, feeling of, I shouldn't be doing this, actually creates more resistance, and that makes it harder to get rid of the very issue that you're trying to work on. So try to embrace in the sense that acknowledge that it's happening and accept that it's happening, and that in this moment it's difficult for you to not do this, but it's okay because it's not a forever thing. Acknowledge it and accept it. And I think that will really help you move forward. Don't resist. Resistance is bad. Don't resist. Yeah. Oh, what tarot and oracle cards do you use? I like to use, the one I use in my videos often is the Golden Universal Tarot. I got asked a lot about this one. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And I recently got the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, and it's gorgeous. The artwork is so nice. I recommend that one. And I got the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca something. I don't remember her full name. I really like that one as well. Really clear messages and prompts, and it's great for meditation. Yeah. Do you want to pick any other questions?
Let me look all way far down back.
Okay, yeah. You can pick randomly. Oh, Wonder
Please
Lily.
talk more about channeling. This is an old question.
Oh, I already answered that.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How did you discover Reiki? So Kimberly asks, how did you discover Reiki and how did you begin practicing it? So I think I discovered it 4 years ago. I got attuned twice, level 1 and level 2. I have yet to do my third one. But yeah, I think I got it 4 years ago, and it was just kind of, I really wanted to deepen my spirituality and understanding of energy, and I wanted to become, to feel more intuitive. So I did it, and but for me, it wasn't an immediate thing because I think I still had a lot of trauma energy to work through. So it wasn't immediate. But I know for a lot of people it is. It's like once you get the attunements, then you just fast track into intuition and clairvoyance and all of that. Yeah, I do recommend it. I think it does change the way you perceive energy. Yeah.
Okay. How old are you? From Leo Breitenstein? Did I pronounce it right? It was 20 minutes ago, so I don't know if he's still in the stream, but
I'll answer it. So I'm 25. How old are you?
I'm 11. My birthday was on January 7th.
Thanks for sharing. Okay, my dog wants to leave.
No more dog.
Let's see.
I hear.
Okay. Let's find a question.
What's your zodiac sign?
I already answered that.
Oh.
Okay.
Very late.
Yanni Shalom Ram Pascal asks, beginner question. I've noticed that sometimes you switch between a more intense exhale and a less intense exhale. What is the reason behind this? Thanks. Good question. I think, the way I use my breath is that when I breathe more intensely, it's usually to move energy. So if I'm feeling something in my chest and I want to let that go, then I'll do a bigger exhale. I'll exhale out of my mouth because that helps me, move it through, right? I'll do less intense exhales or like exhale out of my nose when I find that I've already achieved that balance where I feel comfortable in the body, I'm relaxed, and my breathing is somewhat balanced. Then I'll use my nose and breathe that way to maintain it. Yeah, that's a really good question. I never really thought about that. Ooh. Robert Hazen asks, how long did you study to get trained in your field? This field isn't really a field yet that you can, go to one specific school for and learn everything you need to know. So I did a lot of self-studying, a lot of soul searching, and I took many different programs and courses, the ones that felt aligned and that I felt called to over the span of the last decade. So that's why I know so many different modalities and I'm able to connect the dots because I had to, otherwise I wouldn't know what I was doing, right? I had to know how to connect the dots between everything I was learning and do that self-study. But yeah, I'm trained and certified in hypnotherapy, NLP, in yoga, Tantra yoga, and Reiki. And am I missing anything right now? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, okay. Was this the one that you saw earlier?
What?
The one about the Zodiac sign?
No, it was a different one.
Oh, it's a different one, right? Okay, so someone asked, 93 Panda Girl asks, what's your zodiac sign, sun, moon, rising, and how do you relate to them? So that's, we can expand on what I mentioned earlier, I guess. My sun sign is Leo, and my moon sign is Aquarius. My rising is Scorpio. So the way I see it is, the way I feel internally is like an Aquarius. I feel like an alien sometimes. I feel, right? I feel like, yeah, sometimes I don't fit in. I'm a little weird. And I've always felt like that growing up. So I think my moon sign really represents my childhood. And my sun sign is Leo. And that's kind of what I aspire to be. I want to, expand into someone who's big and generous and abundant and, yeah, Leo. And then my rising is Scorpio. So I think sometimes that's how people see me, that I can be very deep and intense. And sometimes it's almost too much. I know I can make people uncomfortable sometimes with, the questions I ask. I'm like very interrogative sometimes. I don't like small talk. I think there's no point. Like, it's a waste of energy. So, yeah. So that's kind of how I relate to my signs. Yeah.
Okay, let me find one.
Ooh, Leo says my birthday is also January 7th.
Everyone's birthday is on January 7th. Same with Tom.
Tom? Oh my god. Oh, his is on the 7th, not January 7th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the 7th.
Okay. Anything else? Oh, when did you first feel like you were awakened? Ooh. Oh, yes, I can give you the exact moment. So I mentioned that I experienced trauma when I was in university. And at that time, I was like in a very low, depressed state. And I remember one day waking up and I tried to make myself, get up and put on makeup and feel good about myself, get dressed. And I was listening to the audio book of The Power of Now to kind of pick myself up. And I remember a moment where, Eckhart Tolle, there was like the sound of the gong, and then he was like, I want you to look out your window. I'm paraphrasing. I want you to look out your window and just notice what's happening in front of you. And I think that was like the first moment where I noticed the leaves rustle. Yeah, like the leaves were moving. And I did not know that. I've never noticed that quality before. I've never noticed trees in that way before that moment. So that just goes to show how much trauma energy I had and what I had to work with. But in that moment, I noticed that, and it really opened my eyes. I was like, okay, if I've never noticed this before, then what else am I not noticing? What else am I letting just pass by? So I think that was my moment of awakening, so to speak. But we have lots of moments of awakening throughout life. So, yeah.
From Eliza Bonetti, your voice is so sweet. Can you speak loudly?
Oh, like, do you want me to speak loudly right now? Yes, I can. But thank you.
Family is the only one that can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loud to this guy. Yeah.
Very.
It's funny because I've actually, like, throughout my entire childhood, I was told that I was too soft-spoken, I was too shy, too quiet, and I was always told to speak up and to be louder, especially in class. I was really, I felt very ashamed of my soft-spokenness growing up, and it's just so ironic now that people like it, that I can go onto YouTube and people want to listen to that and not complain. So thank you guys. Thank you for making an insecurity something I'm proud of now. It's wow, it's so surreal to be saying that right now. I'm like almost getting choked up. Yeah, thank you guys. Oh my God. So ironic, so surreal. Wow.
So, Jessica Calderon Padilla, of all the places you've been, which stands out / recommend to visit? And which place are you looking forward to go to?
Which places stand out? Sorry, I'm still like choking up. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, which places stand out of all the places I visited, right? Okay. Okay, Bali. That was kind of where I started my like my travel journey, and I had so many beautiful memories made in Bali. I really recommend Bali. I also recommend Japan. Holy shit, Japan is like the coolest place. The food is amazing. People are so nice. There's so many things you can do there. I recommend Japan, and I went to Thailand, and I love Thailand. There's so many places. Oh, the Netherlands. I freaking love Amsterdam. I think it's such a beautiful city. Yeah. I'll just say those 3 places for now.
What are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to?
Like, where do you want to go to right now and you really want to?
Oh, so many places. Oh my God. Iceland. I've been thinking about Iceland for so long. I want to like do a road trip. I know a lot of people do that. It just seems like such a cool idea. And I want to go to... Iceland seems like a glacier to me. It's not. And I want to go back to Japan because I feel like I didn't see enough there. Really want to go back.
I want to go to Japan.
Yeah, yeah. Our entire family wants to go, so we're gonna try to make that happen once COVID is over. What other places?
I like to be at home.
Yeah, he's such a homebud. I feel like all of us are, like our entire family, right? We just love being at home, so we actually don't mind the situation right now.
Going to my bed.
Yeah, and the sofa, the couch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been an hour. Should we keep going, or are people bored? I don't know. Oh, Laura says Japan is my dream travel destination. I'm learning Japanese right now. Amazing. They will love it if you speak Japanese to the locals there. Yeah, Japan's great. Oh my God, Lucia says, speaking out isn't just raising your voice, it's doing what you are doing with this channel. So you did it. Wow, that's so deep. So wise of you. Thank you, Lucia. Okay.
Black Tea on Pat just logged on. He doesn't want you to go yet.
Oh, okay. I'll stay forever. Last question?
1 more hour.
Okay. Oh, and I noticed that my Instagram logged me off. I think it only does 45 minutes. So yeah, noticed a little too late. Let's see. Where in Japan did you go? I visited Kyoto and could really feel the spirituality. That's from Sach. Yeah, I loved Kyoto. Oh my God. I think that was my favorite city as well. I went to Kyoto, Osaka, and Tokyo. It was a short trip. I wish it could have been longer. Yeah, Kyoto's great. Let's see. Okay, let's do 3 more questions. How about that?
Okay.
So we don't drag this on for too long. Let's see. Jeremy says, I have trouble sleeping at night, and your videos have been really helping me sleep better. I'm glad. I'm so glad. Thank you for
Jocelyn
watching.
says, I'm new to ASMR and find it hard to explain. Do you have a short definition? Thanks.
Okay, I have I think a unique way of explaining it compared to most people, because the way I see ASMR is that it helps us focus using our auditory sense. And what happens is, so when when you hear these very subtle sounds amplified, you're able to focus a lot better. So you're using your auditory sense actively. And that focusing, that concentration actually takes you to a state of meditation, is how I'd like to see it. You get to that place of inward awareness, which is really meditation. That's why it's so calming. That's why you feel the tingles. The tingles is actually you releasing like subtle bits of energy, and then allowing that energy, the light in to flow through, So I think ASMR is so powerful for the kind of work we do on my channel, for helping us sleep, for helping us feel emotionally better, mentally better. Yeah, that's how I like to explain ASMR. And also visually, you're focused too. So it's like auditory focus and visual focus.
Victoria Zambra wants you to speak in Spanish.
We
don't do that in Canada.
We don't do that in Canada. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Por favor. That's all I know. Okay. 2 more questions?
Okay,
or one?
Currently, I'm trying to discover my purpose. Based on your experience, what would you advise, or how do you know you're on the right path?
Okay.
Jessica Calderon Padilla.
Okay, so Jessica wants to know, how do you discover your purpose, and how do you know if you're on the right path? So the way I see it is, life is trying to move through you in your unique signature, in your unique expression, through your unique expression. And it's just your job to allow it to move through you. And that comes spontaneously. That's not something we see and we're like, I want that. You don't use your conscious mind to decide on something. It's something that moves you, right? It's an internal, intuitive, instinctual, spontaneous feeling that comes out of you. It's a creative impulse. So I think the most important thing in discovering your purpose is then to let go of the limiting beliefs you have of, growing up, people telling you, oh, you can only have these jobs, so and so, to make money. Any other job is ridiculous. Or, you have to study math and science in order to be an intelligent person. You cannot do that. Like, you have to let go of these limiting beliefs that you have been brought up with, so that you can actually listen to how you feel, how the energy wants to flow through you. And that's a creative impulse that happens when you stop listening to that conscious block. So I think in order to discover your purpose, it's important to let go of your past. And that's where we need to first focus. Yeah. Hope that answers your question.
And know that you're on the right path is if you know you're doing something right. If you know that what you're doing is leading you somewhere, and you're gaining something out of it, and you're giving others something out of it.
Yeah. Wow. He's full of wisdom.
And even if you're on the wrong path, you can just go back.
Yes, exactly. And yes, oh my God, you're so wise. That's such a good point that you touched on, that we think there's such thing as the wrong path, and there isn't, Like, if you notice that you're on the wrong path, you can easily get on the right path. You can never, it's not possible to make a mistake. And I really want you to remember that. you're not doing anything wrong right now. You're actually on your way to discovering your purpose. You're on your way to do the right thing. It's going to happen. You're on your way. You cannot make a wrong decision, a wrong move. It's all helping you to get there. So thank you, Zohar. Thank you for that. So wise.
Like one for the person who got late, very late. How did you get into Reiki and energy work?
Should we answer that? I answered it earlier. We're on our last question. Should we choose a different one?
This is a person who is late.
I see. Okay. I'll. Okay, we'll choose one more question after this. Really taking our sweet time. So when it comes to Reiki and energy work, I got attuned 4 years ago, and I just wanted to be more intuitive back then. I didn't notice the effects immediately. Actually, well, no, I'm lying. I did notice certain effects. For example, after getting attuned, during the attunement, I felt that energy like move down my spine. It was like this shudder, and I felt it. And immediately after, I could feel the energy in my palms. So there were certain things that I noticed right after. I became more aware of how energy, of the sensations of energy in my body. But it wasn't until later, after I got into Tantra, where I really began to understand how it flows and the difference between that life energy versus the stuck, repressed energy. And so I think I owe it mostly to Tantra. That was loud. To Tantra and the Osho meditations I did. I know Osho is a very controversial person, and a lot of people have different opinions on him, and I'm not here to like discuss that. But his meditations did really help me. And I think he really knew what he was doing in creating those meditations, because they really address trauma work and trauma processing, and it's powerful stuff. So I think that helped me the most. I don't even know. Was that the question? Okay. Last question.
Wait, I'm trying to find it. Okay.
Oh, mommy. Okay.
What is your way to? What is your go-to way to release negative / trauma energy?
Ooh, that's a big question.
Like trauma. You talk it almost every single morning and breakfast.
Yeah. Every morning during breakfast, my parents and I like to talk about trauma work and spirituality and meditation and what we're learning. It's just like a everyday topic for us. And yeah, my brother gets quite tired of it sometimes.
Almost every single subject we talk about goes into it.
Yeah. Okay. One more question. My mom read this one, and she wants me to answer it. And I don't know who it's from, but do I have any good book suggestions? So when it comes to the topic of spirituality and meditation, I, of course, you heard me talk about it earlier, I really recommend The Power of Now. And I really recommend A New Earth. These two by Eckhart Tolle really changed the way I saw myself. And, it's like the two books I started with on this path, and I still stick by them. I still read them whenever I need to. It's so clear and so precise. And yeah, so, it's a book that you can go back to time and time again. I really recommend them. Another one, if you want to understand trauma and how to work with trauma within yourself, I recommend Waking the Tiger by Peter Levine. He's all about, he founded somatic experiencing, which is a way of processing trauma, a method. And he really recommends moving, like helping, like understanding your body and connecting to that instinctual self and allowing the energy to move through. So like everything we talked about today, I owe it to what I learned from him and also Osho. Osho has a lot of books. They're like transcriptions of his audio discourses, and they're actually all available online via oshoworld.com. So, you can go there right now and listen to his discourses or read his books. He has controversial topics, but when it comes to meditation, tantra, intuition, he really hits the nail on the dot. Oh, and also like limiting beliefs. He'll like blow your mind and maybe he'll make you angry, but sometimes that's needed in order for you to have a breakthrough. So yeah, I recommend those.
She talks a lot about Osho as
I do. I went to India, right, to do his meditation. So I was obsessed, and I still am. He changed my life. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's time to end this. This is so fun. Oh my god. Yeah, I would love to do this again. Yep. Honestly, I could go on for hours. So maybe we could do this again. Like, it's so nice to
feels like this has
just talk with you guys.
For days.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for helping us. Do you want to say any last words?
Adios.
Do you want to say something in French for the French viewers?
Au revoir.
He's in French immersion, and so he can speak some
Les
French.
pommes sont délicieux.
What's that?
The apples are delicious.
Okay.
Okay. That's something I had to learn in today's French class.
What? Really?
Like in the French class when we were talking about verbs, the sentence was Les pommes sont délicieux.
I see. Well, there you go. Apples are delicious. Make sure you.
Et moi, j'aime les pommes. Les pommes sont délicieux. And les fruits.
Okay, so let's try.
Okay.
Okay. With that said, we're going to log off now. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. This was amazing. It was so much fun. I loved it. Yeah, thank you, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, how do you do this?